response. Once again, Breaking CPK here, joined by Swinnamelons, captain of Stay Green, of course. Here's a co-caster, as he's waiting for his match later on today. But welcome back, Swindle. Got game number 2 now. Are you still muted? Are you even there? He might have went AFK. That is a possibility. So we'll wait for someone else to be back here, but while we're waiting, let's just take a look once again. We got Lodestone Keeper, Prisoner, Engineer as the bans. So not really reactionary bans as of last game. In fact, I believe those are the same bans that we had the first game. Just hoping to play this a little bit different here as IG. And being on the Hellborn side this time and coming back. But that Warby's first pick into the Master of Arms, I mean, so far it's the same story. Only one pick down, of course, but we'll see how that progresses on here in this series. Let's actually take a look, too, at the other series. Looks like Justice League actually took out Excellent in the first game. So Justice League up 1-0 in that series. And they might be, yeah, wow, they're already in game number 2. So that must have been a short first game. That must have been a pretty decisive victory in Justice League's favor. But game number 2, it's only 10 minutes in, as you can see. It seems like Excellent has a slight lead, but obviously, we'll keep an eye on that, see if that forces a game number 3. Again, Colecast is covering it, twitch.tv/Colecast. You can check it out over there. Back into this one, Aluna and then Rally are the picks now. So once again, tmsR's lineup looking very similar so far with the Aluna Warbeast. Rally, a little bit different. They got the Rally Master of Arms combination. Hell, they can get Ophelia on top of that even. And that's definitely a holy trinity, or at least used to be. I don't know if as much anymore with those nerfs to Rally. Still very powerful, though, so wouldn't be out of the question. tmsR, you got Haxer and right-clicking that Dark Lady. Maybe news for later, but they do go Pebbles as their final pick. So once again, tmsR, they are sticking to their guns. The same 3 heroes so far that they had the last game. Now all they need is the Glacius and Corrupted Disciple to finish it off. If they want to go an exact replicate. I find it hard to believe that Corrupted's going to make it past this next set of bans. I mean, he's usually a banned hero on this next set of bans, so especially after last game. Bubbles is that follow-up pick coming out here from IG. So there you go. And so they will finish. So IG's lineup, they went with the Master first, same as last time, but definitely switching it up here with the Rally and the Bubbles, and obviously for good reason. Losing that first game, want to make some adjustments now. So into the bans we go. Will we see that Corrupted ban? Again, I find it very likely. But even with that ban, though, I mean, you still got plenty of options here on the board for those carries. And with that, too, I mean, will tmsR once again look to run that aggressive tri-lane here? Or will it be different, maybe because of who they're going up against this time in IG as far as the heroes are concerned? But IG on the verge of being knocked out here by Too Much Sugar. So, obviously, want to at least force that game number 3. Again, later on today, guys, on HoNcast, we are going to be covering that Stay Green versus Lion Esports Club series. That is the winners bracket finals. That should be a lot of fun there. Obviously, Swinnamelons was my co-caster. Again, I'm not sure where he is right now. I think he might have just went quickly AFK, but he is, in fact, there you go. He is joining in, so looks like he might be back here, but I am very excited about that series. I know a lot of people are as well. Definitely the series of the weekend even. At least for today, so we'll definitely see how that one plays out. But banning stage, picking up here. No Corrupted Disciple ban yet. You got Torture, Parasite, Glacius, Ophelia, and Amphora coming out here. So, yeah, IG not banning the carry route either. I mean, just going more of the jungle bans here, but that Parasite, Ophelia. And we'll see if they finish it off with maybe the Corrupted or something else, but Swindle, welcome back.
Hey, sorry about that. I did not expect that to start so quickly.
I know. That's what I was actually making a point of. I was like, holy crap, we're just jumping right into it. No, but as you see here, things I've been noting, tmsR, they got the same lineup so far. And they even could finish off with the same lineup at this rate if IG doesn't ban Corrupted or Glacius here. Or I guess Glacius is banned, so never mind. Can't do it full the same. And there's the Wretched Hag final ban. But tmsR, what don't fix it.
Huh? Same exact heroes. I mean, obviously it's a strategy they're comfortable with, and it's one of the few that also has the option of being ran in a multitude of different ways. So you could go with that aggressive tri-lane again, or maybe this game they send Warbeast passive and they play a little safer.
Yeah.
One thing to note, Dampier was left in the game, and that's what I would expect them to pick if I had to guess Insania has got to be thinking now. Tempest is still in the pool. Do I want to take a jungler? Do I want to kind of copy tmsR's style and pick some aggressive type lineups? We'll see.
Yeah.
I
Yep. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I really like having bubbles against War Beast. I'm glad they picked it early. It's one of the heroes that both works very well with and against him, and until he gets that shrunken, bubbles can just totally shut him down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw that with Pharaoh to an extent as well last game. I mean, you do think back at that Pharaoh pick and kind of wonder if maybe that was also a reason for it as decent against Warbeast. But actually, there you go. Corrupted Disciple picked up by IG here. So they're going to take that option away from tmsR as far as going, the very, very similar lineup. But like I was making a point, I mean, there's still plenty of carry potential heroes here on the board. So I don't think they're too concerned. But yeah, how about that? I mean, they do choose Corrupted over Dampier, as you're hinting at, as their carry of choice here. You think that was the better option?
Uh, I think that's what they're gonna go for. I think it's just fine. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
the right click. They're running out of time. They wasted a lot of time earlier on. So while there are probably better options, it's just gonna be their default. And there it is, of course.
Yeah.
CD, I like that pick as well, and this is where Insania kind of has to make the choice. This, to me, is a definite passive game. It'll be a long lane War Beast, short lane Dampier, mid lane Pebbles. So IG, they can guess a little better what the lanes are going to be. Obviously, they could do a tri-lane again, but I just don't think Dampier going solo short lane is really what you want in this sort of game. I'm looking at a Tempest pick, honestly. 3 melee, you already have bubbles. I like Tempest a lot here.
God, Scout and Tempest still left open, just like last game.
Scout, I
Scout
personally
especially,
just ban Scout every game just because I feel like the hero is retarded, and I feel like the skill cap on Scout is significantly lower than other heroes. So why would I want Limp on a Scout when any retard could play Scout well by just look, I hit Q. Look, now you're silenced. Haha, I blocked your spawns. It's one of those just such incredibly annoying heroes that that's just, oh, my courier's dead. Well, what could I have done? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It's I just rather it not in the game. The hero itself is not the strongest. I just feel like, along with Moon Queen, any retard could win a game playing Scout.
Yeah. Well, neither one of these teams even want to address the Scout, whether it's ban or pick, so he just gets flat out passed, obviously.
Yep. And they do go for the Tempest.
Yeah.
So and I like that choice because it says to me that you don't. If you watch any professional sport, okay, they don't go in at the half and then just say, okay, guys, we're losing. Nothing we were doing is working.
Yeah.
No. I think you change up the strategy a little bit, as IG has done, but you don't just throw the playbook out the window. I mean, that would have been what IG runs junglers. Insania plays junglers. This is what they're comfortable with. This is what they need to be running. And they also have they're playing the rally mid. That initiator's going mid. There's no Pharaoh in sight. The hero's terrible. I think he's about the same as Hammerstorm in that if you pick him, I will giggle and take a victory. And this is just more their comfort zone. And this is what the kind of situation they want. Insania will be free farming. They'll have a free farming CD against the War Beast. Dampier will have a good time, but rather Bubbles should get something. And mid lane should be honestly going in favor of tmsR just slightly, but the jungler is really the X factor.
Well, the biggest difference also going to this game, and not only on top of that from IG, but it's also what tmsR is doing. They're doing, with the laning situation at least, a lot more obvious, of course. I mean, obviously last game they ran the aggressive tri-lane, they ran Warbeast middle, not things you're used to expecting nowadays on the competitive scene, although it can happen. You're not used to it. So I think that too had something to do with that game where it kind of threw IG off guard a little bit. But this game, they're going with the lanes that make sense here. The Dampier Luna bottom, the Pyro Pebbles mid, and the Warbeast top lane Suicide. So it's what you expect, and I think that'll be more of a comfort factor as well. For internet gangsters specifically. So again, we'll see it. It sounds like you like that matchup, especially with the Corrupted at the top lane still. I mean, this middle matchup, the Master Rally versus the Pyro Pebbles, and what could be an Aluna to support right away. As you do see Moon Meander kind of in the vicinity. I guess she just placed a ward, so she is heading back to his bottom. Yeah, so what do you think of that ward, by the way, by Moon Meander right there for the top rune area?
Not a huge fan of it. It does give them Oh wait, wow, wrong person. That one. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's not bad. It gives the vision across the little hill there. It really doesn't matter as long as you have vision of the room. To be quite honest, I will say I like the idea to use that one as the lane ward bottom. It's much easier to keep out of suicide if you know where he is.
Mm-hmm.
And Haxerin will just free farm, and this is what you want because bubbles being shut down is a pretty big deal. And like most games, it'll probably come down to mid. And as you can see, Tank of it already stacking the easy camp. I like that, and that's one of the things a Legion dual mid can do. And Legion's actually just I feel like Legion is better. You always want to be on Legion's side with the tri lane. So if you're Hellborn, you want to go aggressive, and if you're Legion, you want to just stay safe because you can stack the easy camp, and you can't really lose the lane. I mean, I think it's like 3 creeps in essence of farm in that easy camp. So if you're doing an extra 2 waves of creeps every 3-4 minutes, like you're gonna pull ahead. And when you're a hero like Pebbles, you just need a little bit of level advantage, and then the Pebbles Pyro combo can just one-shot the rally.
As this levels that up, we'll see. Only a minute and a half in, so obviously still very, very early on, but we'll definitely keep a close eye on that. Maybe the Bloodlust kill potential going to be in that middle lane as, well, you'd probably expect. I mean, the 2v2 and that Tempest assistance could be the difference maker as well. Bottom lane, you saw Bubbles actually going at it with Aluna quite a bit. They were really exchanging auto attacks right there. Bubbles shell shifts away in time, of course, but forcing to use some regen. And in the meantime, Moon Meander's going to stack a couple of camps right here at least. Get that ready for Dampier as we're used to seeing it. It really does remind me of Draconis. The days of Draconis, how teams were so focused on stacking for that Draconis, not only the jungle, but especially the Ancients. It seems like Dampier has that same effect. I mean, sure, you want to do it for like Dark Lady and a lot of other heroes in the end too, but it seems like Draconis especially, and now Dampier once again, are those heroes that are like, we just need to absolutely get that jungle stacked ASAP and have him just amplify off of it. So definitely seen that again right here. And in the meantime, Haxerin having a much better start than he had last game. Middle lane initiation, we do see them go. Who's going to get that kill is the question. Rally going out with Pebbles. Pebbles barely alive. Going back in right here. He wants it, but he's going to fall. Slicks goes down. Bubbles now looking to finish off Pyromancer as well with Master of Farms. Tank of it in trouble. He goes down. That Compel Fort hits Aluna as well. They're not going to chase, though. Nice takeover at the last second. Oh, the power throw connects, though. So, yeah, not a nice takeover, actually.
Yeah, Zibe had to queue out there. Would have been fine. Rally Compel, really unnecessary as well. Still a good fight. When you come out ahead and you have the jungler, you're always in a good spot. But Zibe going down there, not helpful, but it went to Aluna, so it really doesn't matter. Aluna's not going to do anything with that gold. So
yeah,
I mean, could have been better, obviously, but, you know, could have been worse as well. One thing to note, Keizu, he's doing a good job being dorky and, like, pulling and denying creep farm here, but his CS is quite low at the moment, and CD is pretty much completely free farming. So, I mean, as expected, of course, Warbeats really can't do that much, but definitely think he could have done a little bit better in this lane.
Yeah. We do see him sending the Hellhounds up once again, but yeah, Corruptus Farm, wow. 24-9, he's up there with Dampier.
Yeah. That also is oh, Zibe. Ooh, he's okay. Zibe does get boots off those kills, which is pretty enormous. I believe he got the Bloodlust kill. He did, so that's big. Haxerin definitely needs to do a better job last hitting, though. There is no reason he should be tied with CD at the moment. I actually, yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, it seems like he actually has been. I don't know the exact math here, but
no, he's I believe a good 6 creeps or so behind optimal, possibly even more. I guess it could go either way. At least a couple, but either way, I feel like either CD is doing a great job. Like 28 CS, Fabelli 3 is just owning right now.
Yeah.
And KZ really doesn't have any recourse. Like he's just spam pulling, but he's just getting totally boxed out by Fabelli. So he must have just played it very strong in the early game. I really wasn't watching at the time, but it's really good because CD not only hard carries better than a Dampier, they also have that Tempest. So IG now, they gotta look for their timings. They need to just get a no kill on Warbeast is gonna really happen. Warbeast's actually gonna go jungle, so that just goes to show how bad he's doing. Insania needs to farm a little bit more and just go push top. Create pressure. I'd like to see him push now, honestly, because you could get 2 towers so easily, and it's a Warbeast. Like, he really can't do anything. He's also, is he going to stack? Please stack. He's going to get 1, I think. Oh, he's going to get both. Ooh, that lucky last elemental shot. So he'll farm up level 7, and then I'd like to see them immediately start pressuring the lanes. Rally him away, go stack Ancients, just play safe, get towers, and then eventually go face roll onto Dampier's lane once everybody's got treads.
Yeah, so I mean, you're talking about the harder carry, but yeah, I think it's safe to say Dampier is a scarier carry in the earlier stages, of course. And He is getting that star yet. In fact, he doesn't have any items other than his starting items, and he's sitting on 2,200 gold basically right now. So he just really wants to maximize that farm. But we do see there are some. I know Slicks is actually known from time to time to do this. There are carry players that do this every. What are your thoughts on this? The fact that he is okay. He just buys. Actually, wow, he buys a straight up light brand. No blood chalice, no boots even. Interesting, just straight up light brand. I don't know if we've seen that before.
Nox does that every once in a while. Just
okay.
It's insanely greedy. I've even seen Chessie do it, but it works when you're not being pressured, and that's kind of why I feel like IG's kind of got to put their foot to the gas because there's no reason not to. Like, just go push. Like, you don't want this team to just farm because Dampier doesn't do a damn thing until he's got a Blink and a Grimoire. Even I'd say Blink, Grimoire, BKB until he really wants to fight.
Yeah.
And when he's walking around with boots and a light brand, he's got 700 health. Like, they could have easily taken one tower and be working on a second. And then if they force the mid rotation, that gives middle the advantage, plus the tower gold. Then you just rotate, you take his stacks. Like, you can't just do nothing and let him farm. They are coming out ahead, sure, but now the fact that he's able to do stacks kind of equalizes the jungler versus no jungle matchup.
Yeah.
And middle, 37 and 6, 25 and 2. Pebbles definitely ahead. The easy camp obviously helps, but I don't know, Breaky. It definitely could go either way, but I will say IG playing a much more put-together game than they did previously.
Yeah,
this is much more IG.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell they're more into it. Again, I think the laning phase, being as expensive as one, maybe has something to do with that. Pebbles in the meantime in the middle lane, he's going to be fine. We do see Dragonfire's not going to miss, but in the end, Pebbles survives and he actually gets the steam boost. You're talking about his GPM is slightly better than that of Zerigo there on Rally, so definitely winning that matchup. Still no push happening just yet. You were commenting on that. Fabella here in Corrupt Disciple has Steam Boots energized here already. He is sitting at 416 gold per minute, but it is, speaking of that GPM chart, you saw Dampier really start to skyrocket once he went to those jungle stacks with that light brand. But yeah, Tempest now level 8, still farming here is Insania, up to 360 GPM. He's got the Ring of Sorcery. He has the boots picked up here. I guess it's pretty obvious. I think I know the answer, but you would like to see that push happen, or maybe going to wait for an Astrolabe here, or what?
See, that's the thing. I feel like what they do, they just I'd say wait for the Astrolabe, but just go take top tower, Breaky, please. They're getting further ahead in experience, but like it doesn't really matter because as soon as Dampier has a Grimoire, he just starts to eat people's faces. Like, we've all seen There Will Be Blood, okay? Nighttime just hit. You don't want to stick around much longer,
Yeah.
You want to kill him and win the game. Obviously not before 15 minutes. I'm trying to make a movie reference, so.
Yeah, it is scary. It is scary. He has another 730 gold already saved up with the boots on top of the light brand, so.
I just really hope he doesn't go the phase boots. That always just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Because you get phase boots for like that early game mobility. Like I like it on Fade, for example. But if you're gonna go Blink Dagger no matter what, why do you really need phase boots?
True.
It just never works with me. It's a typical kind of European thing. But Haxtron, he's been playing with Americans for a while, so I feel like he's gonna go more of that U.S. style Steam Boot option.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna make the winning decision.
I think. Haxtron's going to come through. We'll keep an eye on that, though, as it looks like they aren't going to be ready to go here out of this pause. Pebbles Farm, again, it's not a Portal Key route just yet by any means, but he is doing a decent job once again. This looks at 300 gold per minute here, so doing his part. But Rally, just behind at the same time, 280 GPM. And I still keep looking back at the Tempest. Again, it goes back to just talking about it. When and if we're going to see that push. I don't know. Yeah, I guess to me, I was going to say, is there maybe the reason that you said it might make the experience not as high, but also, pushing in that tower will mean more free farm for Warbies to an extent? Is that what they could possibly be worried about?
I suppose, but it just doesn't. I mean, they're pushing. This is a decent time for pushing. I just wish they'd done it earlier. Oh, my lord. Sender,
oh, he misplayed, yeah.
Sender.
He didn't switch his gun in time, obviously, so. He went for the charge shot.
Just panicked. He could have just taken his time, gotten a free kill, and that means mid lane. Ooh, Rally just gonna survive. So, and this is what I'm worried about though, Breaky. Yeah, they're gonna get the tower, whatever. This means Pebbles is only 1,500 gold from his blink, and Dampier's closing in on that Grimoire. those are the items that totally change the way this game's played.
Yeah.
Like just 100%, they flip it on its head. So they're gonna push now, but now Pebbles Pyro can actually like defend this. You know, it just. I just don't like that they're taking so long. Bottom lane, Haxorn just said hello to Bubbles and killed him because he's Dampier.
Yep.
And he went those steam boots, which, what do you know, give him just enough mana to secure the kill. Good job, Haxorn.
Good choice. Good choice. So, top lane, you see they're playing extra aggressive here. They're really trying to get this War Beast, but KZ's playing just passive enough to stay out of range of anything here.
No Ring of the Teacher, unfortunately. I wish they had one of those. This push would be
yeah.
a lot stronger, but this is what I'm talking about. So they are pushing, but now they're losing resources because Dampier's doing stacks, killing the Suicide. Like, he's farming in 2 places at once. Now they get killed middle. They do mass TPs. Bubbles doesn't have ultis. That's not going to do anything.
Oh, that sucks, yeah.
And
I was expecting a kill field, but yeah, level 5 Bubbles,
So-
can't do that.
They get a tower, but this is the bad kind of tower, Breaky, because this does exactly what you're talking about. This just gives Warbeast farm.
Yeah.
A good kind of tower gives you map control. This kind of tower gives the other team map control, and that's not what you're looking to do here when you're in this type of position. Well, they're ahead, but Dampier's got 100 CS at 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. I mean, you got to do something.
Scary times, scary times. Dampier, 1,400 gold saved up. Lightbrand, Steam Boots picked up. That Grimoire is coming, and it's coming quickly. He is going to move over to the jungle once again. Not the biggest stacks here necessarily, but he does have a couple to work with, and as well as just the jungle to clear out. So Bubbles, being level 5, finally hits level 6 right there. Again, you got to if he was level 6 there in that last fight, I mean that would have probably been a dead Pebbles. So not able to catch him, and goes to show you those little things that we like to talk about. How those definitely add up. So good job controlling him at the bottom lane by tmsR. With that said, and not allowing Xebe to get the experience at the very least. And as you saw, Warbeast now picking up a little bit of farm here, but Corrupted's also making sure to still get some good farming. I mean, Corrupted's 450 gold per minute now. What did he buy, by the way? It's being delivered. Okay, Mighty Blade here, so it looks like he is going to be going more of that content route of the Shrunken Head, and obviously he gets a Dampier. That's the safe option, right? The best option?
For sure. You just want to put the conduit on him and then giggle, and he doesn't do any damage.
Yeah.
The whole team's going to need vestments, specifically the Rally and the Tempest. Tempest can't finish his mech. They do have a Bubbles ulti ready to go up top, so this should be a kill on Warbeast if he can land the Q. As you can see, experience and gold are just evening out slowly, and I don't like that. I think they should be further ahead up top. Watch out.
Yeah, they're going for it. There's that kill field again against Warbeast. A great ability. We do see he doesn't have mana for his ultimate anyway, so it might not have mattered in the end. But they do lock him down, and Pyromancer support in does nothing there. So yeah, good collapse coming out. Actually, middle tower also being killed. But at what cost right here? Dampier dives in, Rally realizing quickly he's in trouble. He's going to fall. Tower barely out of kill range. Master Vons goes back and centers the sacrificial line, but no! Slicks denies it, and he gets the double tap. Slicks making the big plays right there.
Just Rally getting caught out of position there. Slicks, good job. Just again, like, I don't want to like say that wasn't a good play, but like there shouldn't even be an opportunity for that to happen. Like, you kill the Warbeast top, Pyro TP'd in.
Yeah.
You see Dampier on the map? No. Who's farming bottom? Aluna. What does that mean? I mean, you got to keep that in mind, and you just can't be in a position as a Rally where you get stunned.
Yeah.
Be at least on that left side so you can't get initiated on from the trees. But, I mean, it just a little bit of inexperience, I guess, from Zergo there. Gets caught out. They get the tower denied as well. And that, again, those towers don't really hurt the Legion side as much as they do Hellborn.
Mm-hmm.
The good wards are already up by Moon and Tanka, so like they have vision of their woods now, and all they really need to do is relax. The Grimoire is up on Dampier at sub 13 minutes. Just stack Ancients, stack. He'll farm a Blink and a Shrunken within the next 5 to 7 minutes, and then boom, it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, these charts, I mean, you do look at the gold per minute chart, it does tell a story of Dampier is obviously having a fantastic time. Pebbles is also having that great time. He just got his portal key. Speaking of that, and obviously, so the snowball hero potential is most certainly taken off here now on Too Much Sugar's side. But, IG, the team fight, they got corrupted. Tempest continues to be up there. Rally's still sitting comfortably even after that death once again. And actually, they are going to push the bottom lane right here. You see top lane, Corrupted is going to fall back.
Couple of things coming on. Fabelli there misplays a bit. just totally reacts to the vision he has,
Yeah.
which in essence says, hey, tank, I've got vision on that cliff, so it's countered immediately. Now he has no lane ward. Pebbles finished his blink. Bottom lane, Tempest went for blink first. In this game, you have got to go Astro into Shrunken, or even just rush Shrunken. They have no interrupts for a BKB Tempest, and he just doesn't go for it, and I am not a fan of that. If you look at the GPM chart, I think it could show you who's going to do the damage. Answer, Dampier, Pebbles. So if you could just BKB ult the Dampier, kill him, and again, he's got 1200 health, it's not really that hard. That's big. If you have a blink ulti and nearly the entire team can interrupt you, what does that really do? So I don't know if this is tilt, but it's definitely not good decision making coming out from Team IG.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from for sure. Whenever there's a team that has no actual interrupts for a Shrunken Head Tempest, it seems like that would scream Shrunken Head ASAP. But yeah, choosing to go that portal key route, and I find ourselves repeating this, but for good reason. I mean, if you're going to pick up a portal key, you need to be able to you want to use it. I mean, it applies no stats other than the ability to blink offensively, usually, or defensively in that case, which can be used for that. But I don't think that's why you purchase that here. So yeah, it is definitely a little bit of a head scratch here with that item choice there from Insania, but. He has another 1,000 gold saved up now. We'll see where he goes next. It's screaming more and more that Shrunken Head. The fact that they have no way to interrupt if he gets that LT off. So.
It's honestly, it's okay to rush the blink into Shrunken, but I just feel like Shrunken first is the way you want to go in this kind of game.
Yeah.
And bottom lane, watch for Dampier. The shell comes in. There's the ult.
This could be big. This could be big. Rally's chasing. Do they have the follow-up? No, they do not. Portal key away.
They wouldn't have killed him anyway. Don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
That would have ended in a terrible agony for the bubbles. Or the Rally there, as Rally does have vestments, but Dampier's got a Grimoire on level 14, so you're dead, bro. And there's the blink on Pebbles and the blink on Dampier. So that's the difference between a, 6-minute tower push and 8-minute tower push. This is now you're fighting. Yeah, sure, you had the jungler, but what does it matter now that the other team's got the blink daggers they need?
You look at Corrupted Disciple. He went the Firebrand follow-up to the Mighty Blade. So he's going that route, gets the Mighty Blade for a little bit tankiness. And speaking of him, actually, Warby's being chased down. Do they have a way to stop Elemental Void? Yes, they do. They're going to use it, and that should definitely secure the kill. So necessary there to get the kill, and that's the first time he's used the Elemental Void this game, about 16 minutes in. So that's good to see there for IG. Making a kill out of it at least. And Jesus just continues to struggle. He can't get anything going, it seems like. He's still working on the Abyssal Skull even, but taking the Suicide War Beast roll, that tends to happen from time to time, so not the most shocking thing ever necessarily, but he is being locked down. But again, going back to Corrupted Disciple, he is getting closer and closer now to that Shrunken Head follow-up on top of the Firebrand. And again, it seems like Dawnbringer, especially on Corrupted, just is that go-to item as of late for him. So probably expect to eventually see that, but
I really would have wished they just rushed double Shrunken Heads and just went for the win, but I guess it's okay. They need a blink on the Rally. Dampier needs to buy up vestments. Is that coming on the Courier? No. It's an Energizer.
Yeah. He's his own Energizer? Really? On Dampier? Or are you saying... Yeah, it is being delivered. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we don't usually see Energizer pick up on a hero like Dampier, but going that choice here. Instead of maybe something like the Dawnbringer even himself. Or I guess in this case that wouldn't make sense, but Jumper's main even.
The Legion takes down
gonna be able to take out the top tower though, so he has an Energizer now. And it seems like the Legion team is getting a little more confident and playing a little more aggressive here as this game picks up. As you would expect with that progress on Haxer and 650 gold per minute. I don't know why I still act like I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love, again, and this is why I get, team fight, I'll talk later.
Yeah, they are going to find them right here. Who's going to initiate? It looks like Rally first. Is that the best choice? Oh, Dampier takes out Master Mars right away, but there's the conduit apply. You see Dampier is getting out of range, so it only gets 2 charges right there. Meanwhile, up here, Rally ends up falling to that Pebbles as he initiated on. Pebbles still in trouble, but Corrupted Disciple not able to finish him off. Forced to fall back. Blink from Dampier maybe to finish him. Nope, not going to happen. Kelfield comes out. Pyromancer falls to the tower as a result. And now Mumian in some trouble. Dampier, though, he'll pick up another kill on a Tempest right there. They get the kill on Luna, so a lot of just kind of one-for-one exchanging going on here between these two teams. And I think that's how it's going to end. But
I was just going to comment. That's why I really cannot stand when either you, the forums, or idiots in chat just talk about, like, oh, the carry's got so much GPM. It's like, it doesn't it wasn't new or impressive when Nox got 400, like 600 GPM on Dampier before Dampier was good. Like, this is how the strategy works. It's a 1-4.
Yeah.
4 protect 1. If he doesn't have nearly 700 GPM, he's playing it wrong, not amazing, but not incredibly amazing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just like,
it's
this is how the strategy is supposed to work, and they're executing it very well, and he's played quite well. He's 3-0-2. He deserves to have that farm, but like no matter what, he's gonna have like 500, 550 plus. Like,
Yeah.
there's really the shock factor is kind of the same as soon as you hit that 500 mark, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him clear 700, 800 if they can continue the dominance that they've demonstrated thus far. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, it does go back to, you know, the carry player.
Yeah.
He's more flashy with the numbers. That's just a given.
Yeah, it just like the
there.
support, like they're doing a great job stacking. They won mid, they're controlling runes, and the ward vision's perfect. Like, it's a team effort, and just having one bad player, you know, that totally can change the outcome of a game, even if you've got the 4 best players on all their other respective roles.
Yeah. Bottom lane, you see Tempest is going to be pushing it up by himself. He chooses to go the Ghost Marchers, by the way. Now has the Mighty Blade picked up, or I think he's even had that for a little bit now. But anyways, of course, the Shrunken Head again going to be eventually that item choice here. Same with Corrupted, who's sitting on 2,600 gold now, as he's pushing the top lane as well right here. So
Yes. Haxorn still no vestments. Still a little disappointed. He doesn't need them as much as other games because it's not like crazy magic damage coming out, but still always want to see the vestments picked up. You see Tempest and Bubbles looking for kills. They've got Blink Dagger up and the Tempest ulti, so they can be a little aggressive here. And this is what I feel they should have been doing a little earlier, because they're taking control of the woods. But again, now they're against 2 Blink Daggers and a huge Dampier.
Yeah.
And the game is just a little scary. They've got the Shrunken on Corrupted, and he is nearing 500 GPM. Like, Fabelli 3 is playing like a great game, dominated his lane, but like he was even with Dampier, and now he's like 80 CS behind.
Yeah.
That comes down to stacks. And Tempest, his farm, like, you got to kind of add it to the CDs because they're playing that type of game because they have the jungler, and Dampier's just kind of stealing the whole jungle for himself. So it's pretty much the classic like SG strat versus the 4 protect 1. And the difference is it's a Dampier instead of like the back in the day old school mage main Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And Dampier can actually like do stuff and kill stuff
Right away.
He doesn't need to farm 3 items to be effective. So
Yeah. Right away, and yeah, it's different style for sure.
we'll just see whose style comes victorious. But bottom lane,
Yeah,
Yep.
this is going to help the style over here of that more of a team fight here for IG. Now, will it actually? Big counter to Bubbles right away. Go up to the side, we're going to channel that condo. He will eventually get the kill, and meanwhile up here, Dampier looking for some more kills. There's that Tempest ultimate. It's going to be stopped immediately, though, from Aluna. Down goes Tempest. Dampier's able to take him out. The chase continues. A level 11 Warbeast comes out of nowhere. He is chasing them down with that Metamorphosis. This is going to be a near genocide. Basically a genocide right there as a buyback from Bubbles, but
that's why you go BKB first.
Yeah.
Breaking CPK, and that is a very decisive way to totally shut down IG. And I'm not going to say that it's GG, but if it were a different team than IG, maybe they come back. But IG is probably tilting at the moment, and they're already just so far behind. Like, that was a well-fought team fight by tmsR. But like, I want to praise tmsR, but I just really feel like right there, Bubbles goes in, they initiate on Pebbles, Bubbles dies to Pebbles.
yeah, without Kelfield or anything, yeah.
Tempest goes in, lands a nice ulti on Dampier, but Rally's already compelled, and he doesn't have a Shrunken Head, and Aluna's standing right there. I mean, you're not going to win a game like this by not playing like optimally well, and they're just not doing well. Like, just let CD charge the conduit, and then just find Dampier. Like, that's all you got to do. Find Dampier, kill Dampier. All their damage is pretty much gone. But like at this point, like I was going on about, Warbeast is level 11 plus with an Abyssal.
Yeah.
Pebbles has a blink of vestments, almost a Shrunken, and Dampier's running around with a blink dagger and a Grimoire, and he's just on steroids. Like, you're already at the point in the game you don't want to be at, and you just can't afford to take fights like that if you want to take out a win.
Yeah, the big thing for me is KZO on that Warbeast. The fact that he is now actually a very impactful hero all of a sudden, at least when he finishes that Shrunken Head. I mean, he's level 12. As you talk, he is going to be much more impactful now, and that's the biggest threat. I mean, for most of this game, at least he's been kind of just locked down, not been able to be too much help for his team, but all of a sudden now with that Shrunken Head Abyssal Skull Steam Boots, he's running around the Metamorphosis in those fights, putting out plenty of damage himself, and yeah, it really puts down IG as far as their chances here. I mean, the shrunken head, even though he doesn't have it yet, and he got kind of head scratched that moment, but when he does get it here, again, it is unstoppable, pending a Skeleton King Whispering Helm kind of combo coming out. But that's whenever you have that factor, I think that big Tempest ultimate factor that can't be stopped, there is always a chance. But obviously, tmsR feeling very good right now, already being up 1-0, and on the verge of trying to just wrap up the series here in game number 2. Dampier level now 760 GPM and climbing, 5-0-4 as far as Hero goes. He did go the Geometer's Bane in the end, by the way, and now that Shrunken Head's going to be coming. So, yeah, especially once he finishes that, it's how are you going to ultimately deal with that is the question. So, they take out the middle tower, and that means so at the top tower is the only one left as far as outer towers. And you're also going to get a portal key here on Pyromancer shortly. I mean, so your secondary support's also coming along very nicely now in Tankafed. Just another prime thing here going in tmsR's favor. And why not add Kongor to that list from Warby's top end in the meantime. Dampier looking for some blood. He finds Tempest. Yes, there we go with the terror. Vampiric Flight. And that consumed. Man, that was 3/4 of his life right there, it felt like. That was just ridiculous. But easy kill for Dampier, and it just continues now. Bottom lane, Warby's going in. They get the Stalagmites on a rally. He has that Compel. Can he get it off in time? He can. He goes for the TP knowing they don't have anything else. Never mind, they do. In comes Pyromancer with the Blazing Strike. And Zagro falls. So, yeah, I think IG is really on that last limb here. Making something happen, but clearly it is difficult at this point. Make something happen.
Dampier approaching 800 GPM, so Haxtron soon to become the best player in the world, if at this rate. And still no investments required.
Yeah, well, again, you made that point. Honestly, I think this game doesn't scream Mystic Vessels like other games.
It's fine.
He has a Shrunken at least now, so yeah, I think this game is suitable.
I like this series, like TMSR, I believe. Is this the first time they're making top 4?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think they made 4th place their first cycle. Let me check on that real quick. I actually have the sheet open.
You're right. You are correct.
It was 4th for the first 2 cycles, actually.
It was SG, USA, XSET, TMSR.
The first 2 cycles, yeah.
Yeah, and then they flipped in XSET.
9th, 12th in cycle 3.
Yeah. So like this is a really good rebound for them. They, people were calling out, oh, TMSR disband, Fitsuke left. No one really knew what was going to happen. Moon switch roles, but
yeah,
momentum reset. They're running a totally different strategy. In fact, it's funny because this is like the same strategy they were running originally when Moon was playing carry, and now they're like back to it, except it's more refined, and obviously things have changed, roles have changed, but just funny how they've kind of it's all cyclical, the game.
Full circle, yeah.
Because its strategy is the same way. Like you'll see heroes come back into flavor, and then they disappear again, and Token now in Dampier, by the way, so
yeah,
he's pretty strong. Sold the Energizer, doesn't need that shit, and they're gonna push mid with a BKB on Keizu and a Blink Dagger on the Pyro.
Yeah.
And a Shrunken on Slicks.
You do see Bubbles. He's looking for an opening in the back with that Invid. It's only level 10, though. Dampier is going to be gone right here. Conduit applying those charges. Dampier may fall, actually. But the Token alive, once again, could be the difference maker. Warby's taking a lot of damage. Conduit is up to 10 charges. No, 6 charges. But a lot of damage coming out. Dampier goes back in, though. He's going for rally. He is looking at. There's our Tempest ultimate. Going to be stopped, though, eventually. And now Dampier for more blood. Tempest falling. Folks can see coming out. That should do it right here. Fabelli does get a hat trick in the midst of that. Almost a quad kill, actually, as Dampier is going to fall when it's all said and done. They don't even get the tower, actually. So definitely some mixed emotions coming out here from Internet Gangsters. And Pebbles will portal key away to survive, but, I mean, they did buy back on Rally. They only buy back that fight. They lose the tower in the end. I think it's a little premature to maybe concede just yet. But obviously, again, I'm frustrated, I'm sure, as we keep going back to here on the Internet Gangsters side. It looks like a Swinamels. I don't know if you're there still on Skype, but...
Oh, yeah, I am.
Okay.
I accidentally, DC'd from the game, apparently,
Gotcha.
on K2 errored me. So, missed the finale, but your voice was all I needed to see the fireworks in my mind.
Well, it's obviously... I mean, IG does hold it off. They sold the racks. The towers just killed in the last second. Pebbles was the only one to live for tmsR in the end. And only buyback on Rally. So, really, it wasn't the worst fight possible by any means for IG. So, a little... But, again, you saw that vote you can see coming out in the mid-fight, so you can clearly tell there's some mixed emotions there on Internet Gangster's side, and something is up. But Tempest, again, if he gets that Shrunken Head, which he has a Warhammer now at least, maybe there's something. Get a big 5-man hull. He wiped them up. I mean, Corrupted Disciple, that last fight, he was able to channel the conduit up to 6 charges initially on that Dampier, and he definitely did plenty of damage as a result. So.
I saw that part. That kind of goes to show like how CD can just shut down a Dampier, because once his damage is drained, either he or Pebbles, or even Warbeast, like that's the thing about running these 3 core strats against jungle strats. When one of those heroes is taken out of the fight, either by being picked off or having his damage drained, it makes it a totally different makeup. You know, it's like 4 versus 2, and then your supports are there to kind of poke a bit. But as far as raw damage output and normally survivability, because most times the core heroes get those shrunkens, it's just a question of, do your 4 heroes get strong enough to take on the 3? Because normally that Dampier, obviously, like he's nearly maxed out. I mean, once he's maxed out, his items mean nothing anymore. And
there we go. Seismic Slam initiation. Tempest Ultimate is not up just yet. 50 more seconds, and this is definitely working in favor of the Legion team. Corrupted Disciple once again trying to channel. He is getting a good channel off, but just not nearly enough. He gets collapse on. He does not. Oh, he does buy back actually right away. Melee Rax goes down though. And they're going to go for the range racks here, but Corrupted Disciple with the buyback probably going to scare them off initially. They are still hanging around, though. They got those portal keys ready to go back in. There we go. In fact, Pebbles diving big time. Rallies the target of choice. He gets collapsed on. He will fall. Corrupted Disciple, though, once again, putting in some good damage. No conduit just yet. He does have it now. Tempest Ultimate in 20 seconds right here. If they keep them committed, nope, that's not going to help. Corrupted Disciple falls once again. I was going to say, if Corrupted survives and they get that Tempest Ultimate off, maybe, but now with Corrupted dead, even with a good Elemental Void, you're probably not cleaning them up, so.
I will say I have no issues whatsoever with Haxman's item choice. He went straight into the Geos after the Shrunken, as he should, not some dumb Frostwolf or Heart or Kenjuro or just some donkey item that is flashy but doesn't win games, and they win the game. So, well really done by Haxman. Good warding by his supporting cast, and the mid lane really just coming through. Tangafet and Slicks just totally snowballing and just giving so much room to him to just free farm. And IG is going to look to drop here. They'll finish 5th, 6th. Not a total failure, I think, but, I mean, this is about where most teams would say they should finish. But at the moment, you know, the top 8's kind of a toss-up, so just making it there is enough. But, like, we really, again, no one really knows who's going to win this one, or even the XSET USA match that I believe is currently ongoing. So
XSET Justice League,
XSET Justice League, sorry. I don't know who took game 1, but...
Justice League did.
Really? Interesting. I kind of expected that, to be honest. I feel like they're one of the stronger teams on the circuit right now, and that's mostly just because the way they draft. They're running Andromeda once again, it appears. They're running CD again. They're running Tundra. Like, they've taken a lot of these strong heroes, kind of made it into a style of their own, and I will agree, like, some teams are just really suffering from just total lack of innovation, and it's hurting them.
Oh, Tempest Ultimate. He's going to get a full duration right here with that Shrunken Head. But the tablet out. Kelfield comes out. But you see right there, Dampier, Shrunken Head, Geometer's Bane, he's going to be fine. Rally will get the kill on a Pyromancer. But Dampier going right back in for blood. Consume more to use. Down goes Rally right there. Corrupted Disciple, though. Shrunken Head is up. And now here comes the Conduit charges being applied. Only gets the 1 charge, though. Dampier is dropping, but so is Corrupted Disciple, just a little quicker. Down goes Corrupted Disciple. And that should possibly...
Imagine if they had that BKB Tempest ulti a little bit earlier, before Dampier got to that 1,000 XP. Either way, great game. Really well played by tmsR. Once again, I feel like IG, they played much better in that game, but they're just lacking in the overall strategy/direction department. And if they can fix those issues through a lot of scrims, they'll be a stronger team for it. tmsR definitely looking stronger after the roster switch and role switch, and just more put together. I feel like they have that direction that they've been lacking and that IG needs right now. And I think it showed in that game. They just had a strategy going in, executed it well, and they take the victory here, 2-0.
That they do. Congratulations. Too much sugar. 2 games to nothing. They're moving on to the next round. So as we stressed, Internet Gangsters finishing 5th, 6th place. Again, not the worst finish by any means, but in fact, they finished all over the place. The first cycle is 9th, 12th. Second cycle, 7th, 8th. Third cycle, the last cycle, they got 4th. And now here they are in 5th, 6th. So, you know, they're definitely feeling it all as far as the results go. But Internet Gangsters, in the end, their road will end here. Again, going back to tmsR, though, real quickly, not only is this going to be at least a top 4 finish for them at this rate, so pretty good for that, but it hasn't been an easy road by any means. I mean, again, we just talked about getting into this weekend. They had to take out Team USA 2-1, and then before that, they put Lions to a 3-game series by getting knocked down to the losers bracket initially. So, and now here they are, 2-0 over IG. So definitely a tough road for Too Much Sugar, but making it happen. So feeling even better from that, I'm sure. The other series, by the way, it looks like that one is going into a game number 3. So definitely, guys, you guys should head on over to Colecast. And in fact, it looks like game number 3 has even just started. So twitch.tv/Colecast, guys. Head on over there. Watch the final of that series. I know I will be as well. And that's going to do it for our coverage for right now. So definitely check out that series. But as far as later on today, guys, of course, we got our winner bracket finals matchup going to be coming up of Stay Green versus Lion Esports Club. Again, Swindle Mountains, you're playing in that matchup, of course. Best of luck in there. Any final words you have for here? Are you still with us? There you go.
Not really. I mean, good matchup. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a chance to watch the losers bracket semis. And I don't know. Is this like personal plug shout out time too?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got your match to play now, so.
Okay. I'm probably gonna get the Stay Green forums up and running because
Cool.
forums kind of stuck right now, and it'll be cool. I hope so.
Hey,
look
more
for
ways
those.
more ways for outlets for some Heroes and Heroes fans to
Yeah.
discuss things is always a good thing.
No laced. Best forums. Actually, laced isn't that bad. Some of the other ones not the greatest, but no rules. Well, there are rules, but mostly it's just don't be a douchebag. So if anyone watching, if you're not a douchebag, feel free to come check out the forums.
That's
once I get
gonna
them up and
work.
running. Yeah,
That's going to work.
I think it'll work. No, but nobody would. Yeah, come on. It's like putting no girls allowed in your treehouse. Why would they ever want to get in if they know they can't get in? But either way, thanks for having me on, Breaky.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And it was a pretty entertaining series, albeit fairly short. So I think you're casting ours now, right?